principal stood there and shook every single hand.
What a trooper.
I mean, it was almost robotic. The heads of the various programs changed. So they only shook a portion of the hand, but the dean shook every one of those hands. I said, when he went back to his office, he probably said to his secretary, "I'm not signing anything for a week."
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly hold the pencil.
And you better hope that none of the kids have a really strong grip.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And he must have been tempted at some point to go. But,
No, you can't do that.
No, he did not.
No.
Anyways,
One of Glenn's cousins
2 hours in a
works in as like a program assistant at Washington.
Washington University.
And she is always put in charge of the graduation ceremony. And so and once the graduation ceremony ends, she starts planning for the December graduates.
Good afternoon. Sorry, good morning. On behalf of the faculty of the English department, it is my great pleasure to extend a welcome to you, the family and friends of the graduating class of 2019. If you've just arrived, there are many good seats still available. We have hired a photographer for the ceremony so that everyone will be able to enjoy the occasion while remaining seated and allowing everyone behind you to enjoy the ceremony as well. The photographer will contact your graduate and give them the information about how to access the photos online. For safety reasons, we ask that everyone stay out of the aisles while the students process. Each year, the students send us photos, which I hope you have been enjoying, and they also nominate and vote on a processional song. Now, as they enter, you will learn their choice for this year. Please rise as you are able to join me in welcoming the English Department graduating class of 2019. Now, please stay standing as you are able for an excerpt of a patriotic poem, since we are the English department. The poem for this year is On Journeys Through the States by Walt Whitman, whose 200th birthday the English department recognized this year with a reading of his Leaves of Grass, published in 1855, the year that our college was founded. On Journeys Through the States. On journeys through the states we start, I through the world, urged by these songs, sailing henceforth to every land, to every sea, we willing learners of all, teachers of all, and lovers of all. We have watched the seasons dispensing themselves and passing on, and have said, why should not a man or woman do as much as the seasons, and effuse as much? We dwell a while in every city and town. We pass through Canada, the Northeast, the vast valley of the Mississippi, and the southern states. We confer on equal terms with each of the states. We make trial of ourselves and invite men and women to hear. We say to ourselves, remember, fear not, be candid, promulge the body and the soul, dwell a while and pass on, be copious, temperate, chaste, magnetic, and what you effuse may then return as the seasons return, and may be just as much as the seasons. Thank you. You may be seated. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Jane Wong, the Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Graham. Good afternoon, all. It is indeed my pleasure to join the faculty and staff of our English department in recognizing the department's class of graduating seniors. Graduating seniors, we are basking in your light. We are ever so proud of you and of all that you have accomplished, both in the classroom and in the greater community during your TCNJ career. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments, but we must recognize that you could not have achieved what we are celebrating without the dedicated support of your parents, friends, and family, many of whom are here with you today. Family members, thank you for sharing over these past few years your sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, and grandchildren, and thank you for the important role that you will continue to play and have played in their success. Students and faculty, please join me in recognizing the parents, friends, and family for all of their guidance, encouragement, and support that they have provided to our students over the last years. Thank you. Dear students, you came to TCNJ well prepared, yet over the past few years, you have grown and developed in truly significant ways. You have learned to evaluate the arguments of others and to frame your own arguments, to formulate hypotheses, collect and analyze data, draw your own conclusions, and present these compellingly to convince others to act or not to act. These are the core skills of a liberal arts education, and these skills are deeply embedded in the English major as well as related self-designed majors in publishing and editing. You have developed these skills with the expert help of your faculty mentors. During your years at TCNJ, the face of the English department was its chair, Dr. Glenn Steinberg, and its associate chair, Dr. Jean Graham. They have completed their 6 years of service in these roles successfully, and today they too get to graduate, so to speak, except it took them 6 years to get it done. Congratulations, Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Graham. And also, thank you to all the faculty from the English department for their guidance and their adept mentoring of our fine students. Thank you, faculty. The English majors and the English secondary education majors in the class of 2019 have been extraordinary students. Going forward, these graduates will be found working at Carnival Cruise Line in the Youth Entertainment Department, on the marketing team operations at Novo Nordisk, as a copywriter at Digitus Health, as a marketing sales representative at Paychex, and as a kindergarten or first grade teacher at Foundation Academy. So those are some of the careers, and others are continuing their education. We have a student going on to law school at Drexel University, and a student going on to law school at New York Law, and probably following in our faculty members' footsteps, we have a student going on to a PhD program at rhetoric at Carnegie Mellon. So, yes, English majors could be found working and going almost anywhere. You never know where you'll encounter one. Students, whether you go on to graduate school, professional school, or a fine career, we know that you will soar to new heights. As you soar to those heights, please remember us at the College of New Jersey and in the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. Visit us, drop us a line, let us know what you're doing and how you're doing. You have been great students. Now it's time for you to be great alumni. You have benefited from the support of TCNJ and Trenton State College alumni while you have been a student. So please pay that debt forward for the next generation of students. I hope to see you at Alumni Weekend, amongst other places in the years ahead. As graduates of one of America's best colleges, you are ready for the responsibilities that will soon come your way. As liberal arts graduates, you have the critical thinking skills to make the challenging decisions that lie ahead, both for you as individuals and for us as a community. I like to share a Mark Twain quote that was amongst the favorites of Professor Bernard Barer, who retired from our English department in 2017 after 49 years of service. Quote, "Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you would rather have talked," end quote. Well, for the class of 2019, maybe not yet a lifetime, although it may have felt that way as you listen to your professors and classmates talk. As you go forth, remember that your job is not finished. There are still many voices to listen to and many words to read. Remember also George Bernard Shaw's words, "I dream things that never were and ask, why not?" Perhaps you would be the first, and you could fill in the blank. Why not the first? So graduates, as you journey beyond TCNJ, I want you to continue to listen to one another and to document your thoughts and experiences through the written and spoken word. It is said that the pen is mightier than the sword, or maybe today I have to say the keyboard is mightier than the sword. Your liberal arts education has given you the tools to engage with others and to empower others to think outside of the box and to imagine a better society for all of us. On this bittersweet day of goodbyes, we are confident of the future that rests in your hands. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Dr. Wong. Next, I'd like to introduce Kelly Vena, the Sigma Tau Delta President of the Year, to honor the English Honor Society graduates here this afternoon. Kelly was inducted as a sophomore English major and served as an officer for 3 years, presenting at 3 national and 2 regional conferences. Kelly?
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Sigma Tau Delta's Alpha Epsilon Alpha chapter, I'm honored to stand before you at the College of New Jersey's 2019 English Department commencement ceremony. I would like to begin by thanking some important people involved in the success of TCNJ's English students and our Sigma Tau Delta chapter. This is a speech that runs on thank yous, so bear with me because I have a message buried in here somewhere. Thank you to the English Department faculty and staff for all of the hard work and passion that you put into what you do for us students. A special thanks to our department chair, Dr. Glenn Steinberg, associate chair, Dr. Jean Graham, graduate coordinator, Dr. Joe Carney, and program assistant, Mrs. Michelle Ordini, for making sure everything and everyone in the department is running smoothly. Another special thank you to the Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Jane Wong, interim provost, William Keep, and our newly inaugurated president, Catherine Foster, for your dedication to this school. Dean Wong, your generous funding and overall enthusiasm for Sigma Tau Delta's endeavors never go unnoticed. To the Sigma Tau Delta Executive Board, thank you for being so motivated when it comes to our chapter and our study of literature. And to our chapter advisors, Dr. Felicia Steele and Professor Diane Steinberg, thank you for the hours you put into Sigma Tau Delta, which allow us to flourish on campus at our annual convention and in national competition for scholarships and awards. I'd also like to thank all the graduates' loved ones, parents, grandparents, siblings, other family members, and friends. Your support and guidance helped bring us this very moment. Lastly, I'd like to thank the graduates for going through this journey with me and for probably enduring questions such as, what do you do with an English major, throughout most of it. Despite the frequency of this question, I've never known how to do justice to the English major. How does one describe a study so worldly, so significant? I didn't find a sufficient answer until a few months ago. Really late in the game, I know, but better late than never, right? Long story short, I was talking to a wise TCNJ employee about myself, and once I finished, she said, "You like to create meaning." I never thought of myself in that way before, so afterward, I did what any English major would do. I analyzed what led her to give me this compliment. What I came to realize was that, as English majors, we all create meaning in things. We learn how to do so from our first English course that we take at TCNJ. We create our own meanings from the books we read and the essays we write. Meaning creates a language for all of us here today. Maya Angelou said, "Words mean more than what is set down on paper. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning. We work together to create meaning." We call this ceremony a commencement, and we invest it with joy, love, and celebration. Meaning is all around us, just like English majors are in the working world. If you look close enough, you can find someone with an English background in virtually every field. We make meaning in sales and marketing, education and law, human resources and finance, and many more career paths. Congratulations, class of 2019. I wish you the best of luck in the next chapter of life. Before we turn to that page, however, I would like to honor the members of Sigma Tau Delta. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all the names are announced. Loved ones, please hold your applause until the end. From the graduate students, Nicole Ingrid Began, Priya Jayesh Bhavsar, Gina Marie Chaleli, Nicole Grafenakis, Daniel Hitchin, Emily McDonald, Axel C. McNamara, Cynthia Elise Raisis, Sarah Ashley Reynolds, Jenny Frances Sakanix, Morgan Elizabeth Civy, Jordan Ruth Virgil, and then from the undergraduates, Christina Elena Acosta, Rachel Michelle Anderson, Alexander Nicholas Antonelli, Michelle Rachel Barclay, Julian Maxwell Blanchard, Rachel L. Boland, Feba Marin Chaco, Michelle V. D'Alessio, Alyssa Doyle, Alyssa Marie Esposito, Lauren M. Farfan, Lillian R. Firth, Samantha Franz, Luke Jambona, Chandler Elizabeth Gorda, Stephanie Lorraine Gunderman, Heather Mary Hayes, Tyler Kristen Hubbard, Jennifer Lynn Johnson, Rebecca Leah Kaploon, Jeanette M. Loria, Jennifer Lauren Lowenberg, Alana Magro, Madison C. Martin, Alexandra Nicole Moriello, Serafima Mena, Valerie Ann Maiko, Emily Rose Miller, Joseph G. O'Leary, Angelica Lynn Palumbo, Madeline J. Finney, Julia R. Pugliese, Jessica Teresa Quintana, Alexa Ann Rocco, Michael David Rodriguez, Nicholas Hillary Roth, Tyler Joseph Secunda, Diana Elisa Sella, Stephanie E. Sievers, Hope Seremus, Rachel Eva Skirker, Kyle A. Solowski, Kathleen Diane Kerr Van Pelt, Haley C. Weiss, Emily Ann Whittle, and Alexandra H. Ulick. Congratulations. Congratulations again to all members of Sigma Tau Delta and to the class of 2019. May you create meaning in every aspect of life. I will now end my speech the same way that I began it, with a sincere thank you.
Notice that Kelly reads almost as many names as I get to read in a little while. So next on our program, it's the time for awards. We begin our awards with some certificates presented by Dr. Emily Meixner, coordinator of our English Secondary Education Program, certificates for an exemplary score on the content exam for English Secondary Education majors. Dr. Meixner?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TCNJ. Happy graduation, graduates. So I'm going to be up here a couple of times, but it's my pleasure this afternoon to present certificates to two graduating seniors who received exemplary scores on the English content exam taken by all secondary English education students. This is a rigorous 3-hour comprehensive essay exam that evaluates teacher candidates' knowledge of literature and literary theory and asks them to analyze plays and poems as well as literature written for adults and youth. I sweat just watching them write it. So this year we have two students who received exemplary scores, and they are Alexander Antonelli and Jeanette Loria. So if the two of you would come up here and receive certificates, please. I guess wait, hold on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I guess we're going to take a picture? Okay. And now just the two of you by yourself. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, the awards in our department are voted on by the department faculty, except for the first one, as Dr. Carney will explain. And yes, even though the program says Dr. Felicia Steele, it's actually going to be Dr. Carney. Dr. Felicia Steele, who is on sabbatical this semester, was going to be here anyway, and then she became ill. So Dr. Carney will be presenting the Peter Wood and Herman M. Ward Awards. Dr. Carney?
On behalf of Professor Jess Rao, who was unable to be here today, I am pleased, very pleased, to present the Peter Wood Creative Writing Award. This award, given in honor of Emeritus Professor Peter Wood, celebrates a TCNJ student writer whose work shows exceptional talent and sustained effort in developing that talent. Unlike our other departmental awards, the Peter Wood Award is a portfolio competition evaluated by an external judge. This year's judge was novelist and memoirist Purashista Kapoor, and she describes our writer's work in the following terms. It was hilarious, warm, witty, relatable, has the quality we today like to call unputdownable. This voice really hooked me and made the characters stay with me for far longer than I would have imagined. So please join me in congratulating our graduating senior, who happens to be a double major in English literature and a self-designed major in publishing, Tyler Hubbard, in receiving the Peter Wood Creative Rewriting Award. We also, for the Peter Wood Award, are happy to say we have another student who earned honorable mention, and of that student's work, our judge stated, "I found it a mysterious, mystical, lyrical gem." So please join me in congratulating Kendall Carty. Because Kendall is not graduating, I think she probably decided to wait until next year to show up. Thank you. And I'd now like to introduce my colleague Mindy McMahon, who will announce the Ward Award.
Thank you. I have the pleasure to congratulate the winner of the award, named in honor of the Emeritus Professor Herman Ward. So it is the Ward Award. This award recognizes the contribution of a graduating senior or other student who provided the community with opportunities for creative writing to flourish. Our recipient has done just that, both as a member of the Campus Creative Writing Group, Inc., and as a member of Sigma Tau Delta. Inc. has flourished with her leadership this year. Please join me in congratulating Emily Miller, the 2019 recipient of this honor. You have so far to go. I think we take a photo.
Next, Dr. Meixner will return to present the award named in honor of Emeritus Faculty Member Dr. Robert Millman.
Every year, I have the honor of teaching and working with students who want to make it their lives' work to teach children. This work requires patience, tenacity, compassion, a sense of humor, and serious smarts among many, many other characteristics. To all of you graduating today who are becoming teachers, congratulations. But this cannot be the end of your learning. Please keep reading and reading and reading and writing and writing and seeking out experiences that will help you grow as a teacher and as a person. Surround yourself with colleagues who will lift you up and push you forward. To the award. I also today have the pleasure of presenting the Robert Mellman Award, which, as Dr. Graham said, is in honor of Emeritus Professor Robert Mellman, and is given to the graduating senior in secondary English education who has demonstrated excellence in student teaching. This year's recipient has an intuitive sense of lesson design, as well as a comfort with both middle and high school students. She is professional, collegial, and through the creativity and steadfastness of her teaching, has earned the respect of her professors, supervisors, and cooperating teachers. She also has a great collection of scarves, always an essential piece of a teacher's wardrobe. This year's recipient of the Mellman Award is Madison Martin. And now I have the honor of introducing Professor Emeritus John Arith, Frank Arith, to present the award in his own name.
After 39 years of teaching in this department, I retired in 2003. My colleagues here honored me by establishing an award in my name to be given each year at commencement to the graduating senior who has distinguished him or herself in theater. Though I have retired from teaching, I have continued as president of a local community theater group called Shakespeare 70, and each summer I return to this area to direct one of Shakespeare's plays. This year, by the way, I'm proud to say, our production of Macbeth marks the company's 50th summer season. In casting last year's Merry Wives of Windsor, I was looking for someone to play Slender. Now, Slender is a sort of lovesick, foolish young man, a bit of a lout. The first word out of the mouth of a potential player of this part, and he had the role. He could play the part. He has served well here on the campus in many capacities. He's been a designer, an actor, a member of the Mixed Signals Improv Troupe, and has distinguished himself as well as a history major in that program. He's also a very bright guy with an absolutely nothing like Slender. In a few weeks, he will appear as the Scottish Lord Lennox in our production of Macbeth, and I am pleased and honored to present this year's JFE Award to Chris Luce. We need to do the picture thing.
Thank you.
Our final and highest award, the Alfred P. Holman Award, will be presented by Dr. Glenn Steinberg, the chair of the English department.
The Holman Award is given in honor of the former faculty member, Alfred Holman, who was chair of the English department for a very, very, very long time. I've been chair for 6 years, which has been wonderful, a wonderful 6 years, but I'm very glad that my 6 years are done. I can't imagine, Professor Holman was chair for,
Oh my goodness, I'll think of it.
Professor Arith doesn't even remember how long Professor Holman was chair of the English department. It was so long. Graduates, if you all know that sign that's inside the English department office, the big silver sign just as you walk in the door that's to your left, that sign is in honor of Professor Holman. 21 years. Professor Arith came up with 21 years. He was chair of the English department. So this award is given in honor of him, in his name, to the graduating senior in the English department who has had an exemplary career and shown themselves to be a true and amazing scholar. It's the highest award that we give in the English department. I'm going to give you 3 clues as to the person this year, and then I'm going to name the person's name. So first clue is, I never had this student in class myself. So suddenly a whole bunch of students who have had me in class are like, oh, not me. This student has been very, very interested in eco-criticism and literature that deals with the natural world and with ecological issues, and has written on Mary Oliver and Wendell Berry, among others. And third clue, this student did the Humanities and Social Sciences Faculty Student Research Seminar, a collaborative seminar where a faculty member works with a student on a project together for a semester. The winner of the Holman Award this year is Julien Blanchard.
Please join me in one more round of applause for all the award winners and certificate winners. Now is the time for the awarding of degrees. So a word about the process is in order. First, Dr. Carney will award the degrees for the master's candidates. And along with them, she will present some candidates' certificates for excellence on the comprehensive exam. And these are the certificate winners: Priya Bavsar, Nicole Grafanakis, Daniel Hitchin, Cynthia Racis, Sarah Reynolds, Jenny Sikanix, Morgan Sivy, and Jordan Virgil. Let's congratulate them. Next, the faculty of the department will award degrees for the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in English in whatever order they come up. I will also warn you students, if you haven't figured it out already from the awards, that the faculty tend to be huggers. So if you do not wish to have a hug, show us by your body language or a shake of your head or something like that. Also, I don't get any hugs because I read names, so if anybody wants to hug me, find me afterwards. All right, so we'll begin again with the master's candidates. Axel McNamara. Morgan Civey. Nicole Grathanakis. Priya Bhavsar. Jordan Virgil. Cynthia Raisis. Sarah Ferdinands. Jenny Sakanix. Lauren Fitzsimmons. Daniel Hitchin. Emily McDonald. And Sarah Reynolds. Next, the undergraduates. Michael Rodriguez. Abigail Woldridge. Alexandra Yulich. Emily Zabinski. Julian Blanchard. Michelle Barclay. Michelle Barclay. Michelle Barkley. Cassandra Kriegel. Cassandra Kriegel. Cassandra Kriegel. You can, they can't. Brianna Antonielli. Brittany Nicole Hulbert. Alyssa Esposito. Michelle D'Alessio. Joseph O'Leary. Alana Magro. Jeanette Loria. Valerie Lenartowitz. Kira Chikoris. Sumaya Medlin. Tyler Hubbard. Monique Coleman. Tyler Secunda. Rebecca Kaploon. Hannah DeMarsico. Thomas Boyer. Jacob Fontaine. Brianna Fitzpatrick. Rachel Boland. Rebecca Ramp. Christiana Green. Christina Elena Acosta. Jennifer Lynn Johnson. Catherine Joyce McQueen. Samantha Franz. Alyssa Doyle. Corinne Peterson. Alexander Payne. Amanda Luong. Victoria D'Agostino. Kanar Marashian. Jessica Quintana. Megan Schilling. Brianna Avalos. Elizabeth Saunders. Julia Puglisi. Allison Rizzo. Rachel Skirker. Alex Antonelli. Stephanie Gunderman. Deanna Elisa Sella. Hennessy Media Villa. Giselle David. Tiffany Roll. Caitlin Hunt. Chelsea Corin McQuillan. Joshua Carlani. Medina Fisher. Lillian Firth. Alana Colabella. Carolyn Taffet. Lauren Farfan. Danielle Puglia. Madeline Finney. Jessica Middleton. Jamie Taylor. Madison Martin. Alexa Rocco. Emily Whittle. Luke Giambona. Kelly Vina. Madeline Ann Garricky. Morgan Lubner. Keller Gordon. Stephanie Sievers. Chandler Gorda. Dan Clark. Abigail Faith. Serafima Mena. Heather Hass. Connor Squire. Rachel Anderson. Emily Miller. Hope Ceramus. Angelica Palumbo. Valerie Maiko. Haley Weiss. Selena Beatty. Jennifer Lowenberg. Nicholas Hillary Roth. Sarah Makula. Caitlin McSweeney. Sheena Kotari. Theba Chaco. Linda Jones. Cassandra Barrett. Kathleen Van Pelt. Alexandra Moriello. Now, please join me in one more round of applause for our graduates. And now Dr. Glenn Steinberg will return to the podium to give a charge to the graduates.
I promise to be brief. Brief for an English professor. Oh, I love it. The graduates really laughed at that, about being brief for an English professor. First of all, you should know that they're not actually getting diplomas, it's just diploma covers. The diploma comes in the mail later, once they've made sure that you really have satisfied all the requirements and paid all your bills and all of that. So we just handed out diploma covers. The other thing that you all should know is that the faculty fight over who they get to give the diploma cover to. And sometimes those fights get very vicious, and sometimes faculty steal other faculty's students, but that's okay. We all work that out later. So it is the tradition in the English department that the chair of the department gives a charge to the graduates. So I'm going to give a charge, but it requires a little bit of context first. So here we go. And actually, it's very strange because I'm giving a charge to the graduates, but they're to my side, so I can't really look at them and talk at the same time. So I'm going to look at you all, but I'm talking to them. We live in ungenerous times. It is surely not news to anyone here that we live in ungenerous times. Politically, people in the United States have become horribly polarized. Political progress is ground to a halt because for gridlock to be broken, people on both sides must be willing to open a hand and reach across the aisle, and too few people seem willing to do that. Economically, most people feel embattled and alone. There's little sense that we're all in the same boat together. Instead, everyone seems to be out for themselves. Those with the least scruples seem to get richer, and the rest of us all just seem to get poorer. There's little incentive for us to make common cause when those who take advantage of the rest seem to gain the most. Hollywood and Wall Street just seem to confirm that, in the words of Gordon Gekko, a reference that none of the graduates get, greed is good. We live in ungenerous times. So why on this happy, happy day am I bringing up such an unhappy truth? Why am I being such a party pooper? I'm bringing up this unhappy truth because we here in the English department at TCNJ have, I believe, done something positive to counteract the ungenerous times in which we live. We here in the English department at TCNJ have, I hope, helped you, the graduates, to learn more about generosity. I hope that we have taught you about generosity first by our example. As you go out into the ungenerous world in which we live, I hope that you will remember each and every time that your professors generously gave you an extension on a paper or stayed an extra hour to meet with you and answer your questions about an exam. I hope that you will never forget a single time that your classmates generously got together to study for a killer final. I hope that you will remember and imitate all the times that someone at the college, faculty, staff, or fellow student was generous in helping you to submit a form, research a presentation, or solve a problem. I am proud to work at the College of New Jersey because so many people here are so very generous. I hope that our example has taught you about being generous as well. And if we have ever failed you in this respect, I'm sorry. I apologize now for any times that we may not have been as generous as we should have been. More importantly, however, as English majors, you have, I hope, learned a very special kind of generosity. Whether your field is education or creative writing, literary studies, or publishing, your years here in the English department in TCNJ have been about reading and writing, about creating and interpreting stories. And both in the creating and in the interpreting, stories are acts of generosity. Jean-Paul Sartre, the 20th century existentialist philosopher, has explored this idea, the idea that reading and writing are acts of generosity, at some length in an essay called Why Write? Sartre argues that when a writer writes a story, that writer offers his or her words to the world without any way to control what will happen to them. Once the words have left the writer's pen, or these days their keyboard, they are beyond the writer's control. A writer can try to convey certain ideas or emotions through writing, but in the end, the writer's story will not come to life until it is read by someone else. And that someone else is free to read as he or she chooses. If I were to write the sentence, "The sky was blue," most of you would probably read that sentence as a dull, prosaic statement of fact. The sky often appears to us to be blue in color. But the more poetically minded among you might read the same sentence to mean that it was a sad day, so sad that even the sky was blue, depressed and melancholy. Whether the sky was the color blue or was depressed and melancholy, my sentence doesn't take on a meaning until readers give it one, or more than one. So as a writer, I have to be generous in order to tell a story. I have to be willing to let my words go out into the world, knowing that I can't possibly control everything that will happen to them, that I won't be able to limit all the ways in which they can be read and interpreted. But at the same time, I make an appeal when I write. I don't just write random words, not caring in the least what people make of them. No, I try to convey something through my words. I try to disclose something about life in the world. So I generously offer my words to readers, but I appeal to those readers to interpret my words in a way that is sensitive to what I was trying to convey. As Sartre says, the author writes in order to address himself to the freedom of readers, and he requires it in order to make his work exist. But he does not stop there. He also requires that they return his confidence, which he has given them, that they recognize his creative freedom, and that they in turn solicit it by a symmetrical and inverse appeal. For this reason, readers must also be generous. Again, as Sartre puts it, reading is a pact of generosity between author and reader. Each one trusts the other, each one counts on the other, demands of the other as much as he demands of himself. We, your professors, have shared stories with you over the last 4 years, or in a few cases, the last 5 or 6 or more years. We've shared the stories we love, the stories we've written, and the stories you've written. We've challenged you as readers and writers always to enter into a pact of generosity, to offer your stories to the world generously, and to read other stories with a generosity that tries to understand and honor the other's thoughts. We hope that you have learned these lessons well. So, now to the charge. I charge you now to go forth from TCNJ as generous readers and writers in an ungenerous world. As writers, offer your stories to the world in a spirit of generosity. As readers, read the stories of others with that same spirit. Allow others, whether readers or writers, the freedom to be who and what they are, and enter generously as readers and writers yourselves into dialogue with them. In fact, start today. Before this day is done, share a story about TCNJ with your family and friends. But give it as a true gift to your listeners. Don't force your view of the story on them. Don't try to control them. Generously allow your listeners to think their own thoughts and come to their own conclusions. But at the same time, appeal to your listeners to be generous in return. Ask them to recognize that it's your story. Ask them to see you and your viewpoint, not just their own. Trust them and ask them to trust you. We live in ungenerous times, but even in ungenerous times, we can always share stories. And if we share stories, I firmly believe that we can and will make our world more generous. Thank you.
Before we close our ceremony, I would like everyone to join with me in thanking the member of the department who each year is most instrumental in putting together this ceremony, as she is crucial to so much else in our department. And that is our program assistant, Michelle Ordini. Michelle, would you please stand? And this year, as last year, she was assisted by one of our graduate assistants, Latoya Pegram. Is Latoya here? Yep, in the back there. Thank you, Michelle and Latoya. Now is the moment for which you students have been working for years and for which your family and friends have been waiting to celebrate with you. This is the weekend, this is the day that you will be celebrating, and tomorrow you will be able to say with Milton, "Tomorrow to fresh woods and pastures new." That's from Lycidas, by the way, in case you haven't studied Milton. So graduates, please rise if you are able. You should have your tassel on the right side, unless you are already a master's student. On my signal, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Ready, set, go. Congratulations, that's now as official as we can make you as alumni of the Department of English. So thank you all for coming. Remember that to enjoy the main ceremony at 3 p.m. as well as refreshments on the lawn, and there will be opportunities for photos after the ceremony. Catch us outside or in the back by the board. Thank you all.